Narcissists are petty. There's really no two ways about it. This video discusses why narcissists are looking for revenge, how a narc will actually go about seeking the revenge, and how they, of course, carry it out. I also feel that it's vital to cover when the revenge might be successful versus what will actually happen that can make the revenge completely fail. So, what happens that makes a narcissist decide to seek revenge on a person? Well, let's start out with that tiny, frail, fragile little ego that they have. Narcissists really need to feel extremely important. They have that overinflated sense that they're important, liked, respected, maybe even feared in some cases. And they have this overall general feeling that they are just so much more valuable than other people. And when this ego is bruised, it can cause the narcissist to retaliate in order to try and restore this self-image. So what exactly causes an ego bruise? There are obvious ones, like if a narcissist gets embarrassed, if they feel humiliated, if they get criticized and they feel that it was just too harsh and too much, things like that. However, an ego bruise can also occur if the narcissist even thinks that what you have done to them is some sort of major slight against them. You might go to maybe pick them up for a date or pick them up to take them to work, and they're late getting out of the house and getting to your car. So when they do actually get in the car, you just simply joke with them. It's your punctuality that I admire the most about you. You say it, you laugh, you're giggling, you're teasing them, you're just joking. Them being 10 minutes late is not the end of the world, and you don't act like it is. But it hits a nerve with the narcissist. It can actually be as simple as that, and then you'll hear them fly off the handle. You don't have to point out that I'm late. I'm only late because of insert excuse or justification here. Besides, it's not a big deal. What about that time you were late and it ruined the whole thing? You're terrible. And it will actually go from there. It can bubble up, spiral out of control, and actually have them deciding to do something about it to get you back. They might be even later the next time you go to pick them up on purpose or something else that's extremely petty. Narcissists can also choose a revengey route because of their lack of empathy, since they struggle to empathize and care about other people, as well as having no ability whatsoever to put themselves in anybody else's shoes. This can lead to them desiring revenge because how it would affect you doesn't really register on their radar. They couldn't care less how you feel about it. They're probably planning on making you feel pretty shitty. All they know is they apparently have been wronged by you in some terrible, devious way, and they need to set it right for their own feelings and their own ego. What happens to you? Completely inconsequential to them. Revenge can also be sought out if the narcissist feels like they are losing power and control over a supply source. Narcissists really need to dominate things and have that control in order to tip the scales or flip the script. They can try to get revenge, to make a statement, so to speak, show that they're in charge. They are more powerful and try to make things right again, quote unquote. Narcissists also need excessive amounts of validation, so much so that they can use revenge as a way to get some validation. Because people like this that are highly narcissistic are so completely immature about everything, the act of getting back at somebody can make a narcissist feel extremely justified and validated. They feel like they got their dominance back. It helps again with that feeling of power and control. They might say something like, yeah, they thought they were going to try to get one over on me, but I did this, mean thing to them. I sure showed them they're not going to mess with me. I'm smarter, better, faster, stronger, and you know what? Now they know it too. Bet you they won't try to do that again. So knowing these things, what will a narcissist actually do when they are attempting to seek revenge? How will they try to get away with this? Subtle sabotage is one way that this can be achieved. A narc might engage in more sly, covert tactics to try to sabotage their target. Things like telling lies, spreading rumors, creating certain obstacles, even attempting to attack a person's reputation. And these are things that we commonly see when a narcissist is running a smear campaign. They could also attempt to up the ante, go to the authorities, claim certain things like abuse in order to get restraining orders, get someone arrested, and try to get them in legal trouble. There are times when manipulation and gaslighting are used to get revenge. Gaslighting, which is how they can get someone to doubt their own reality, is a great way to obviously destabilize a person and completely discredit somebody. If a person becomes so gaslighted and so confused about what's going on, this can, one, make a narcissist feel powerful, and two, if nobody believes the other person's story, what greater revenge? The narc obviously has control over a person, and nobody believes them. It could even be potentially true that there are folks who don't believe the narcissist has done anything wrong because no one believes the victim, and the smear campaign is helping. We can't talk about things that narcs do to get revenge without addressing public humiliation. In extreme cases, they might seek out to embarrass or humiliate their target in a public way, spreading rumors to make a person look foolish, making a scene or a spectacle in public, yelling, crying, just really making a big case out of something. They might go on social media and make some inflammatory posts where they're attacking or accusing their own victim of something, and that can prompt a person as well to become humiliated. There are times where a narcissist might decide to take things further as far as the legal route goes. They can make false allegations, file lawsuits, and the like. I also want to make this point here because I want to throw in financial attacks as well. They can attempt to extort a person or somehow use finances to retaliate against somebody that they feel has wronged them. Ruining other relationships might be a choice that a narcissist makes to get revenge. More rumors, the smear campaign, they're going around to everybody that this supply source knows, trying to get them on their team, get them on their side. Oh, can you believe this person is so terrible and so awful? Further isolating their victim, maybe even causing some humiliation, and this will make them feel powerful. Look, I can sway all these people to being on my side and agreeing with me. Dealing with narcissistic abuse can be challenging, and for most, traditional therapy settings aren't the best fit. That's why I offer a unique over-the-phone chat service with flexibility so that you can easily incorporate it into your busy life. You can chat with me, someone who has walked a similar path and genuinely gets what you're going through. My service offers a relaxed and affordable option that won't add to your stress. I keep things casual and supportive, far away from the rigid, formal environments that you might be more familiar with. It's just two survivors talking like friends with a common bond. I focus on what's important to you, providing practical tips and exercises, if you're looking for those, that are tailored to your specific situation. And I understand that what works for one person might not work for another, especially when dealing with the complexities of narcissistic abuse. That's why my approach is different, grounded in empathy, validation, and real-world understanding of all of this, designed to meet you right where you are. Thank you for considering my service. If you have any questions or need more information, there are ways to reach out to me right on the screen. I'm a phone call away and here to support you every step of the way through your healing journey. So are revenge attempts ever successful? Well, of course they are. And there are some factors that can make this revenge an overall success. So firstly, we have to talk about timing. Some narcs just have impeccable timing. If revenge is executed at a precise time, it can be highly effective. One of those right place, right time kind of things. For example, if they want to humiliate you, they'll actually sit around and wait 6 weeks until your birthday party to execute their plan because they know how many people will be there. People who respect, love, and care about you. And I mean, come on, how great would that be? I also want to tie in here to this timing point an element of planning and strategy. It's no secret that things that are more planned out just do better than things that are impulsive and rushed. Revenge can also be more successful if the narcissist hits the right nerve with a person. Psychological impact can influence how a narcissist will try to get revenge. If maybe they don't feel like public humiliation will affect you, you're a social butterfly, you're outgoing, you can laugh at yourself and things like that, this person does know your insecurities and will choose something, frankly, far more devastating. Even if the attempt isn't as successful as the narcissist would have hoped, it can do extreme emotional damage because they hit an insecurity and they strike a low blow. Of course, an element of surprise will obviously help revenge be more successful. When something catches anybody off guard, it can have a more negative, long-lasting impact. It might not even necessarily be a hot button issue, but timing and the surprise will make it hurt more. But fear not, there are lots of things that can actually cause a narcissist's or anyone's petty revenge, frankly, to crash and burn. Narcissists are petty, I said that in my intro, but they're also people who grossly overreact and can be very excessive about things. So what can happen in some cases is the smallest little thing that they feel has been done to them can cause them to react impulsively with a huge over-exaggeration, and the revenge can seem disproportionate, look foolish, and even backfire. Everybody can see how petty and ridiculous and just way out of proportion it is, even you. And that can really help because knowing that someone is trying to hurt you and they're doing all of this ridiculous nonsense, acting like a child, can actually drastically reduce the effectiveness. Narcs play by their own rules, but what happens is they can end up breaking actual rules and laws in some attempts to get revenge. And this can cause the revenge to backfire, and they can face some serious trouble of their own, truly making the attempt a failure that wasn't worth the consequences they're about to suffer because the narcissist thought they were untouchable. Things like impulsive revenge with poor execution can also lead to failure. A narcissist can get so mad, so hot-headed, and just go for it before a plan has been made, and therefore it can end in disaster. Going one step further, others might see this pathetic attempt and it can actually embarrass the narcissist. Let's also not forget that revenge doesn't work on somebody who can't be affected. Once the narcissist has lost their luster, your no contact or your gray rocking respectively, you're healing, you've ended things, you've moved on, an attempt to maybe try to get revenge by making you jealous, for example, just looks obvious, out of place, too late, and just really all around sad. So there are some times where it just doesn't work because a person just doesn't care anymore. I learned something really important through all of this in dealing with narcissistic people. You can't hurt people who don't care. Revenge can also make a narcissist just look really bad. Honestly, revenge attempts done by anybody just makes any person, not just a narcissist, look bad. Because it's very clear that person still has an axe to grind, a bone to pick, a chip on their shoulder, they hurt, they care, they're mad, and the like. It lets people know that whatever you're mad about is literally living rent-free in your head. Revenge just doesn't look cute on anybody. And it can actually make people close to a narcissist look at them differently. They might outcast or ostracize the narcissist, or the narc might lose other supply sources because of this pettiness. It is just truly so unattractive. There's nothing wrong with feeling hurt. We can't help how we feel, but it's a really, really bad look for any party involved when you want to try to get somebody back through some kind of revenge. In the end, revenge almost always leads to more harm for the person trying to do it than good. Did a narcissist try to get revenge on you? Share your stories and experiences with me down in the comments. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great day, survivor, and take care of yourself.